distance.
Flying knee by Jones.
Wow! What a fight!
Jon Bones Jones, the bad boy of MMA, the pound-for-pound king and the GOAT of the light heavyweight division, is back. Today we'll be taking a journey through one of the most captivating and controversial careers in MMA history. Early on in his career, Jones quickly made a name for himself with his unorthodox fighting style and dominant victories. Known for his striking prowess,
High kick by Jones.
grappling mastery, and submission skills,
Right up, twisted it. Jon Jones!
Jones was a phenom the MMA community hadn't seen before. With a reach of 84.5 inches, he's one of the longest fighters to compete in the UFC. He effectively uses his wingspan to deliver head kick knockouts from a distance and also finds success in the clinch,
Jon Bones Jones!
dropping devastating elbows and knees on his opponents.
Big spinning elbow, just like against Show.
Due to his wrestling background, his ground and pound and submission game were just as lethal, and it usually left his opponents confused on how to approach him in a fight. This truly established Jones as an artist in the octagon, with a style that is both unpredictable and dominant, making him must-watch TV in the sport of MMA. But as is often the case in the world of professional sports, success and fame come with a price. Jones's career has been plagued by controversies, setbacks, and scandals. So, grab some popcorn, sit back, and get ready for an action-packed journey through the career of Jon Jones. If you're new to our channel, go ahead and hit the bell icon and subscribe so you never miss one of our videos. Born and raised in Rochester, New York, Jones was a multi-sport athlete, playing football, wrestling, and track and field. But it was his love for wrestling that would ultimately lead him to his true passion, mixed martial arts.
He's good, doing a good job defensively, though.
Big elbow.
Ate a shot there. Oh, man.
Before beginning his MMA career, Jones was a standout high school wrestler and state champion at Union Endicott High School in upstate New York. He played football as a defensive lineman, and due to his slight frame, his coach nicknamed him Bones. The name grew on Jones, so much so that he decided to stick with it when he transitioned to competing in the amateur MMA circuit.
Jon Jones reminds me of Anderson Silva.
In 2008, Jones made his professional debut and quickly racked up a string of victories, impressing both fans and critics alike, winning 6 straight fights and finishing all his opponents in under 3 months. In his final bout before signing with the UFC, Jones claimed the USKBA Light Heavyweight Championship by TKO in the second round.
He's done.
Yeah, that's it.
He's done. He should stop it.
Stop it before he gets hurt because he had enough.
Against Moses Gabin, solidifying his status as a top prospect and signaling the start of his legendary career in the octagon.
Johnny Bones, aka Sexual Chocolate!
Jones went on a rampage after joining the UFC. He won his first 2 fights by decision, finally getting a submission in his third bout at UFC 100.
Go Brian's neck here.
All over! He put him out! Wow! Jon Jones!
Jones's next fight would end with a DQ loss due to the use of a 12-6 elbow strike. This was never really seen as a real loss, as Jones was dominating the fight.
12-6.
Stand up.
The up to down elbow from 12 o'clock to 6 o'clock is illegal.
As a result, Jones came back stronger than we had ever seen him, getting finish after finish. He dispatched Brandon Vera,
Vera's hurt. Jon Jones. That's it.
and Vladimir Matyushenko by TKO.
Get out of this bad
Terrible spot.
Herb Dean right on top of the action, and it is all over.
and submitted Ryan Bader in the second round.
And that's one of the things about having such a long reach.
Oh, he got it! It's all over! Jon Jones!
Jones had quickly established himself as one of the top fighters in the light heavyweight division, and it wasn't long before he was challenging for the UFC Light Heavyweight Championship. At UFC 128, Rashad Evans was supposed to fight for the light heavyweight strap against Mauricio Shogun Rua. However, the former had to pull out due to a knee injury. The UFC asked Jones if he wanted to step in, so he gladly accepted. Little did anybody know at the time was that he was about to make history by becoming the youngest ever UFC light heavyweight champion at just 23 years of age. With the opening bell, Jones dominated the fight, trying to end things immediately with a flying knee. Although it didn't land flush, the blow did rattle Rua, who got taken down moments later and was kept there for most of the round. Round 2 was more of the same, with Jones continuing to dominate both on the feet and on the mat.
My goodness.
There's one leg kick and takes it.
Entering into round 3, Jones's face was unmarked, while Rua showed the effects of the previous 10 minutes, and soon, the challenger unleashed his full arsenal. On the battered champion, one crushing shot at a time, Rua courageously staggered to his feet, but all that was left was a finishing series of shots from Jones that dropped Rua and brought in referee Herb Dean to end the bout at 2:37 of the third round.
And it is all over! Jon Jones!
That, ladies and gentlemen, is the future.
Jones's performance in the fight was nothing short of spectacular. Never in the career of Mauricio Shogun Rua had he been so thoroughly dominated in a fight. Jones's victory was even more impressive when it was revealed that just hours before the fight, he had chased down and subdued a robber for an elderly couple. This superhero-like action added to the mystique that is Jon Bones Jones. From there, Jones's dominance in the division continued. He defended his title multiple times, with notable victories over the likes of Quentin Rampage Jackson.
Jones once, looking to finish this fight.
Quentin's trying to pry it off.
And it's all over!
Lyoto Machida and Rashad Evans.
To the body. Beautiful switch kick to the body.
Stiff jab follows it. Man!
He was able to go on a winning streak over a period of time and set a record by defending his light heavyweight belt 8 consecutive times. He was able to defeat some of the best fighters in the division and cemented his spot as one of the greatest fighters of all time. Jones's rivalry with Daniel Cormier began to heat up during this period as the two fighters engaged in a series of highly publicized and intense battles. Their first fight took place in January 2015 when Jones won the fight by unanimous decision.
Grinded him. I outworked him. As simple as that. I out-wrestled him. I outworked him. I beat him at what he was good at, and it feels good.
The rematch took place in 2017, where again, Jones emerged victorious. However, the fight was overturned to a no contest because of Jones's positive test for banned substances. Eventually, DC decided to move up to heavyweight and became the double champion in Jones's absence from the sport. Since then, DC has retired, and with him, any chance of seeing these two bitter rivals fight each other again one more time, as the bad blood is still present to this day.
That goes to show your level of education that you count that as a fight. Well, I'm glad you won this one, because you're not winning the next time.
As much as we love to focus on the outstanding athletic achievements of Jon Jones inside the ring, it's important to acknowledge the controversies and setbacks he's faced outside of it, from failed drug tests that resulted in suspensions and loss of his light heavyweight championship to legal issues stemming from a hit-and-run incident. Jones has certainly had his fair share of obstacles to overcome, but through it all, Jones has proven to be a true warrior, rising above these challenges to reclaim his place as one of the greatest fighters in the sport, proving that even the toughest of setbacks can be overcome with the right mindset and determination. As the saying goes, what doesn't kill you makes you stronger, and for Jon Jones, his controversies and setbacks have only made him more determined to come back stronger than ever. After serving his suspension, Jones made his return to the UFC in 2018. His comeback fight against Alexander Gustafsson was a highly anticipated matchup, and Jones did not disappoint. He dominated the fight, showing off his skill set and winning by TKO in the third round. This victory marked his return as the light heavyweight champion, and it was clear that Jones had not lost a step during his time away. In recent years, Jones has continued to assert his dominance in the light heavyweight division, with notable victories against top-level fighters at the time, such as Thiago Santos, Anthony Smith, and Dominique Reyes. After his return, he successfully defended the belt 3 more times. You can see Jones show off his dynamic fighting style, throwing all sorts of kicks, managing the distance, setting the pace, getting dirty in the clinch, and asserting his dominant ground game. However, it's worth noting that in these fights, we started to see some signs of vulnerability in the once seemingly invulnerable Jon Jones. Whether it's the wear and tear of age, or the rise of new and improved competitors, it's clear that Jones is facing tougher challenges than ever before. Despite all this, it's hard to deny that Jones remains one of the greatest fighters of all time, and a formidable force in the octagon. In 2020, after a payment dispute with Dana White, Jones made the decision to vacate his light heavyweight title in aspirations of moving up to the heavyweight division. This is not an easy feat, as it's not just a 10-pound jump, it's more of a 60-pound jump. Jones devoted the next 3 years to physically and mentally preparing himself. It's a testament to Jones' ambition and drive that he was willing to make such a bold move in pursuit of furthering greatness in his career. Money-wise, his dedication and determination has paid off. Jones has now become the second highest paid UFC fighter ever and the highest paid UFC heavyweight ever. He is only behind Conor McGregor in terms of earning among UFC fighters.
John number 2.
And that tells us just how valuable the UFC believes Jones is.
Who do you think is the greatest UFC fighter of all time?
Jon Jones.
It's clear that Jon Jones has had an incredible career that has had a significant impact on the sport of MMA. He faced his fair share of controversies and setbacks inside and outside the octagon, but he has always come back stronger. He became the youngest UFC champion, a record that still stands, and cleaned out his division with relative ease. However, his toughest and biggest challenge in the octagon is still to come, and it comes in the form of a very dangerous Frenchman, Cyril Gane. The two heavyweights will face off for the UFC heavyweight title on March 4th, for what's gearing up to be one of the biggest fights the UFC has ever put on. What makes the fight so exciting is that Jones has struggled against bigger opponents like Gustafsson and Reyes, so it's interesting to see how Jones will handle Gane, who is an inch taller than Jones. Gane can also match Jones' speed and unorthodox striking, which will level the playing field further. However, Jones' ground game will be far superior to Gane's, so we can see the fight hitting the ground a few times. While you're still here, why not let us know how you think the fight will go? We would love to know how you see it. You should now be caught up with everything you need to know for the return of the GOAT to the octagon. With that being said, we have come to the end of this video. If you enjoyed it, be sure to hit the subscribe button for more videos just like this one. If you have a fighter you want to see a video about, then let us know in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.